Well, we have made it to the end of our first Premier League season with West Brom, and I could not have asked for a better first season to life in the Premier League because we have been doing really well. If only the form had been like this throughout the whole season, we might have been in European contention. Hello, welcome to Club 2, part 33 of the Global Explorer. Coming up in today's episode, we do have our final Premier League fixtures of the season against Bristol City and Southampton. So since the last episode, our form has been, I'd say very, very good. We've won 3 games, actually lost quite a lot of them. So yeah, it's not been that great. It's been hit and miss, but by and large, our form over the whole season has come in patches. But obviously, the first half of the season, absolutely useless. But December onwards, we really, really flipped the switch. If we can perform like that for a whole season, which we're probably not going to, but if we can win most of our games next season, I reckon we'll stand a really good chance of qualifying for you because we've won 13 games. So that's not too bad. I mean, if we can win our final 2 games, which should be fairly simple. We don't know the budgets for next season yet, but that's something that should be revealed in today's episode. Hopefully after this game, or hopefully after the match against Southampton. So the lineup for our match against Bristol City, it is Diego in goal, who's been absolutely fantastic. I don't know why I didn't trust him at the start of the season because Corridor, he's great, but he's inconsistent. So I don't know. We'll definitely get a new goalkeeper in the transfer window. Though we've got the back four: Slugan, Derek, Kiarodian, Silva, who is joining San Etienne. I knew he's joining someone, but I didn't know who. He's joining San Etienne at the end of the season. Then we've got Nino and Mera in the midfield. Then we've got Ars on the right, Richie in the middle, Bellingham on the left. Then we've got Pavanic up front, who is wanted by PSG, and we have offered him a new contract, which he hasn't accepted yet, nor has he turned it down. So hopefully he does accept it. Then he's asked for a long haul, and in that new contract does come a release clause of, I think it was 87 million. So it's a big release clause. So if any team breaks that, all hell is going to break loose. Positively, not negatively, but mostly negatively because I don't really want to sell him. One person that will be leaving, definitely leaving us, or potentially might be leaving us, is Patrick Garibo. He has put a grumpy on. He wants to move to a bigger club with a better squad. We have agreed to let him go for a fee of, should a fee of 25 million comes in. So it's a lot of money, but again, it's another player I'm quite reluctant to sell. So if an offer that good comes in, he's gonna have to go. We've got really not got a choice. No penalty. So I don't know what that decision was all about. Silver had bought it, but thankfully it was outside of a box. Sugan plays the ball to Ars. This is looking very positive, I must say. Now to Devon, who's been quite hit and miss this season. He has made quite a lot of defensive howlers that have quite often not led to goals. And Richie is through a goal, and he does put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0 to West Bromwich Albion. Barely inside 10 minutes, and we have already taken the league. Mera, absolutely wonderful. I tell you what, I thought Mera's season, or Mera's career with West Brom was dead and buried when we got promoted, because I didn't anticipate him reclaiming the central midfielder spot, or the attacking midfielder spot for Panic with the header. Nearly found the back of the net, but couldn't quite get it on target. We have been playing very, very well. There's been a lot of players here that have played brilliantly throughout the whole season. Pavanic is one of them. He's only 18, or is he 19? I think he is only 18. He's only going to get better and better. 18 years old, 4 stars of co-ability, 5-star potential. He's just going to keep getting better and better every season. He might just be, when Erling Haaland retires, he's going to be the new Erling Haaland. I think he will be. I think I've said that before, but he very much is. He's already scored like at least, I think, 15 goals this year, so which is quite quite impressive for a very good youngster who did get ranked. I think it was like in the top 40 in the net share. We did have two players in the net share. Dimitri Magas, who is out on loan at Bristol Rovers. We're playing Bristol City. Magas is at Bristol Rovers. He was ranked 44th, and obviously Probanic was ranked like 33rd. So pretty decent in terms of the next gen. Hopefully, we can try and sign a few more youngsters over the course of the summer. We are packed down on level terms. Bristol City with the equaliser. I'm not sure who scored. I hope it wasn't that little fella Jake Richards. That would have been absolutely heartbreaking. I'm actually pleased to see him playing in the Premier League because wasn't quite anticipating that. And Carroll has got the ball. That's not one of our youngsters, is it? Ben Carroll. I know he sold a youngster, but I don't know if we sold him to Bristol City. If we did, that's a big mistake because that Carroll guy, he's tearing us apart. We sold him to Bristol City for 1.6 million, and he's had a goal and assist. I mean, he doesn't look great, but he's playing really well. Have we made a big mistake in letting him go? I don't know. It might just be the end of the season because they've got nothing to play for. So let's just hope we can try and get back into this game. Hopefully, try and get away with the game with a point. And Joe Bellingham does header it into the back of the net to make it 2-2. We are back on level terms with just pretty much most of the second half left to go. Miles whips in the corner for Bristol City. Can we just get it clear? If we do, is he going to get there? He doesn't, but he does sort of partially wins the ball back, but then again, he didn't regain possession like I hoped he would. Francesca, now with the ball, can we just try and stop him? Oh, you silly little boy. Jake Richards puts the ball into the back of the net. There's one way to announce your... I don't really know what I was going to say there, but Jake Richards has scored against his former club. That he's definitely not coming back. Never ever coming back. That's two of our former players that have teared us apart. Obviously, Carroll and Richards. I know Carroll barely didn't exactly make any appearances for us, but he still came through our youth system. I mean, we did sell it for 1.6 million, which does make me feel a little bit better. But yeah, I don't know if it's a big mistake or not. I don't know how good he really technically is. Nino is going to make way for skipper. Bellingham off for... We'll bring on Vukadinovic. I don't think we're going to win this game, but you never know. With half an hour left to go. I mean, a draw is probably a respectable result. I don't actually know where Bristol City are in the league, because if they are fighting for relegation... Yeah, I anticipate this might be a challenging game now. Jonah Asame has put the ball into the back of the net to make it 4-2. Goal has been awarded. The 2-goal lead. It's a 2-goal lead for Bristol City. Where are they in the league? Because they're playing really well. They are 14th. They're just below us. We're not going to drop down any more places. We're probably not going to move up any places. So I think we're just going to finish 13th, which I think is very respectable in our first Premier League season in absolutely ages. We are going to make a couple more changes. Silva makes way for Jake Harrison, who came through our youth intake this season. He looks quite good. 5 stars of potential, 2 stars of ability. Only at 16 years old, he's going to be one hell of a player when he grows up. Probanic is also going to make way for Connor Reid, who is attracting quite a few offers. At least I think he's wanted by some clubs. He's definitely wanted by a team, but I just can't remember who or if he is still wanted. So I think he's probably a player that we might potentially look to move on, because I think Probanic is probably nailed on starter for next season, and Connor Reid is there for his first goal of the game. I tell you what, if he gets us back into the game, we might have to rethink our plans to sell him, because at the moment he's been really good. He's just not been quite as consistent as Babanic has been this season. We've got a few minutes left to go of our final away trip of the Premier League season against Bristol City. 5 minutes of additional time, which we have 2 minutes left. Are we going to get a late equaliser? We might, potentially, if we can get possession. Mirror, now to Slugan. Let's get the ball upfield. What are we doing? Passing it back to the keeper. Let's get the ball upfield. Try and do a one final attack. Arse, brilliant control. Tell you what, the highlight is still going on. I thought the referee would have blown his whistle, and Vukan Tanovic has put the ball into the back of the net for the equaliser. My good God, what a goal that is. And what a game. What a game that is. I mean, I can't believe it. I thought the referee would have blew the whistle when we had the ball by the goalkeeper, but no. He carried on. He let the play go. And that is a very good point against Bristol City. Not that it really matters, but it's still a very, very good point. And we are on course to end this season unbeaten, which we've had a very good month, very good couple months. Obviously, yeah. May and April, two very good months. We just need to stop losing games, start drawing more games, start winning more games, and we'll probably be challenging for the title next season. That's what I'm expecting. So hopefully, let's end this season with a bang and a win against Southampton. The lineup for our match against Southampton will be Diego in goal, a back four of Lewandowski, Merritt, Devitt and Burley, skipper Nino in the midfield. Then we've got Young out on the right, Richie in the middle, Gariba out on the left, possibly making his final ever appearance. He is wanted by Leeds and Porto. Obviously, we have promised him if he wants to leave. He probably is leaving in the summer. And Babalic is starting up with that new contract up until 2042. A release clause of 93 million. Absolutely absurd, but he's going to be staying for the long haul, and so are we, to be fair, because I don't know if I've mentioned it, but I have signed a new 4-year contract running up until 2041. So me and Babalic are going to be best buddies at the moment. So that is very, very good news. 17k a week, which is brilliant stuff. So hopefully we can end this season with a win, and we can go into the transfer window with some decent form, where I don't know what's going to happen in the next in the transfer in the summer. I really don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how many players are going to leave. Don't know how many players are going to come in. We've got a couple players that have already signed for us, or signed their contracts. I was just waiting for the confirmation for them to join us. That's a left back and a right winger. Whether not the right winger's any good, or whether not any both of them are any good, I do not know. We've just sort of signed them just in the slight off chance they might be decent. I'm quite excited about the left back. His name's Silvio. He's from Brazil, so hopefully he's quite a decent little left back. But again, he might just be an absolute flop. And that was a decent chance for Southampton. Thankfully, we did get the ball out through a corner, but at least we got it cleared and didn't give away a goal. But we're 10 minutes into the game, not created too many chances yet, but hopefully we can get ourselves into the game. This is our last home game of the season, obviously the final game of the season, so hopefully we do want to end this game with a win. And Yahya Nino does put the ball into the back of the net to make it 1-0. Yahya Nino, a funny player, because he doesn't really get into the team, but when he plays, he does do quite well. Again, he's another inconsistent player. He probably will end up staying with us next season, because he's a useful squad player to have. He probably doesn't start every game, but he's a good player to have, and he's quite young as well, so which is quite handy. Neve, now to Ordonis, can we just hopefully try and get the ball back and hopefully don't concede an equaliser? We do get the ball out only as far as Andreas, who does cross it in, and Andre Balcom does put the ball into the back of it to make it 1-0 to... No, it's not 1-0, it's 1-0 between us and Southampton. That lead didn't last long, did it? It only lasted about 6 minutes, which is not ideal at all, Devitt. Now to Gariba, that's a great pass. And now Nino has got the ball. He's got his players to play the ball into. Burnley has got the ball down the left-hand side. That is a very bad cross indeed. I don't know if he's up to starting every game next season. He might just be a backup, and Silvio might be first choice next season. But that's obviously dependent on how good Silvio, the new left back, actually is. Because we've scouted him. Whether or not the scout reports were any good, that remains. That we'll find out that in tomorrow's episode. Young has got the ball, plays the ball to Richie, goes down in the box, and by the looks of it, we have won ourselves a penalty. It's not going to be checked by VAR. Why is it being checked? It's obviously going to be a penalty. Yeah, penalty has been awarded. A meaningless VAR check, but Richie will step up for the spot kick. Will he convert it? Yes, he can. He puts it into the bottom left-hand corner to regain our advantage, and we are 2-1 up with 15 minutes left to go of the first half of the final game of the season. Prabanic now just tries to feed the ball through to Skipper, but not enough power on the pass. Varela has got the ball. That was a dangerous challenge that was, but I think we got away with it. Shadanovic with the ball. Plays the ball out wide to Delanga. Can we just try and get the ball back? And Andreas with the strike. Thankfully, it did go wide of the goal. Diego, I thought Diego got fingertips to it, but I think if that was going in, he probably would have had it covered, but he just had to die just to be on the safe side. We've got a few minutes left to go of the first half against Southampton, where we do lead just by the one goal, but we are still winning. That's the main thing. Delanga. Now to Adonis. Can we just hopefully try? Can we get the ball back, please? Hopefully try to put a little bit of pressure on it. Prabanic can get a goal today. That would be absolutely amazing, because I don't know how many goals he's actually got this season. I don't think he's got over 20, but if he has, that is a remarkable season for him, considering this is his first season in England. Probably not a great English speaker, but next season he's going to be absolutely fantastic. He's going to be scoring goals left, right, and centre. That's what we're hoping for next season. And if we can find a decent left winger to potentially replace Gariba, I think we'll be cooking next season. That's the plan. The front four: Ars, Corin, a new left winger, potentially a world-class left winger, and Prabanic. And that's I don't think anyone can really stop that. That was a decent strike. It did take a deflection, so we do have the corner with Richie. He will whip it in. Can we make it? He does. Oh, Burnley gets the goal. I wrote him off at the start of the game, but he's got a goal to prove me wrong. Maybe he might be our starting left back next season. I don't know. That's a question that might be answered in tomorrow's transfer special, which I still don't know the budget yet. Hopefully we've got something juicy to be working with. Gariba lines up the free kick. What's going on with the ball? They've got 5 players and one big guy just in behind, which appears to be distracting Gariba. So I think that's an infringement. I think that should have been a penalty, but we do have half an hour left to go. Obviously, the 2-goal advantage, which is very, very helpful. But Prabanic should have got his head onto that. He's towering above that player. But Delanga, now to Neve. Can we just try and get the ball back, please? Hopefully, don't let Southampton back into this game. Okay, that's a great save from Diego. A very good stop. I thought that was going to be a goal for Southampton all day long, but what a stop that was. Half an hour left to go. We're still 2 goals up. We are going to make a couple of changes. Gariba is going to make way for Vukadinovic. I think Richie also makes way for youngster Adam Smithin, another player, or Adam, not Adam. Adam Smithin, another player who came from youth intake. 5 stars of potential. Again, he looks like a decent player. Quite little, 5'10", so hopefully he grows up to be a nice, strong attacking midfielder. We're also going to get off Nino for... We'll just get on Kiffin. He can play in the centre mid. He can't really, but he's going to for the final 25 minutes. We might as well do some experiments because I anticipate Kiffin. He will leave in the summer because I didn't really. I planned to loan him out this season, but that didn't really. The loan move failed to materialise. So I think we've transfer listed him in the hope someone does make a bid for him in the summer because he hasn't really lit up the Premier League like I hoped he would have, and he hasn't really. He's failed to get a prominent spot in the matchday squad. Most of the times we do leave him out on the bench. We have made him available for the under-21s just in the hope he can get some game time, which he has been, but he's still not. He's just not great. He tore us up in the last championship game of the season. That convinced me to sign him, but since then he hasn't really done much, and that is Malcolm's second goal for Southampton, which has been awarded, and they are now just one goal behind with 15 minutes left to go. But hopefully we can just hold on to the win and we can end the season on a high. That would be absolutely wonderful if we could just do that, but it's going to be difficult. We are going to make a couple more changes. Silva is going to make way for Burnley. Silva comes on for Burnley. That's what I meant. I think we'll also get off. Do we have a right back on the bench? Yeah, nah, we'll leave our right back. We'll get on Kiana for Devitt. Kiana hasn't had much game time at all. Since we've stopped playing the two ball playing centre backs and only going to one, he hasn't had much game time this year, but I'd rather have 4 quality defenders than just the two. So I think Devitt's going to be another player that will be leaving us in the summer. I don't actually know who's out of contract at the end of this season. I think Paul Young might be out of contract. Obviously, Silver is and leaving us, but I think that's the only 2 players that are officially out of contract. Skipper Young with the goal, and we are 4-2 up, and that is the 3 points all wrapped up for this season. That is absolutely amazing. That might just be his final ever goal for West Brom should his contract be out. He'll probably end up still leaving us even if he was under contract because he's just not good enough. Not for the Premier League. Championship, great, or League One, great, but yeah, Premier League is probably a little step too far for him, and Skipper does clear the ball out of any danger, which is very, very good to see. We've got 50 seconds left to go. The chances of Southampton making a comeback, very, very slim. How did Southampton have 2 players rating over 9.0 rating? That is just absolutely ridiculous. They lost the match, and they probably had the player of the match, which is absolutely... I think it's absolutely ludicrous, that is, because we won 4-2 and none of our players averaged over an 8. That is just ridiculous. So you got relegated. That's all I want to know. Did we relegate? Did we actually relegate Southampton? We did. They needed to win to stay up. You just relegated Southampton. That's my job done. And that is absolutely amazing. Where did Bristol City actually finish? That's what I want to know. So Bristol City finished 14th. Who won the league? Man City, yeah. As if. Man United finishes 2nd. Spurs overachieving in 3rd. Arsenal in 4th, and followed by Villa, Liverpool, Newcastle. Seems about right, that, I think. Apart from Spurs, they should be near the relegation zone. But this is the main thing of today's episode. The other two matches don't really matter. But let's see. I was looking at that, 1.2 million for the transfer budget, but that's the wage budget. The transfer budget, 13 million. I kind of expected a smaller transfer budget because obviously our finances they've definitely taken a beating since we got up into the Prem. So yeah, and I do expect some players to be moving on, but I don't think we're going to sign anywhere near the amount of players like we did this season. So hopefully a little bit of a quiet summer, but hopefully we should be able to bring in some more Wonder Kids. If you have enjoyed today's video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel for more Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.